Hey guys, this is Silwolf, and I thought I'd make this video because I found a couple of these phones. Well, my dad did. We were going through a drawer looking for something else, and we found our old Nokia 3310 phones. Now this one was my very first phone that I ever had when I was a kid, and my parents got it for me. It cost £60 at the time, and they got it for me because I'd started working and they wanted to keep in touch with me. Dad had one that was the same. It was his second phone, but unfortunately he had an accident with it and it didn't really work anymore, so he started using mine. So I thought that I would charge my phone up, so I charged it up, and the battery turned out was shot. It had leaked. So I took the battery out of the other Nokia 3310, which isn't an official Nokia battery, it's a third party one, and it seems to have well, it was charging. It was complaining and saying it couldn't charge, but it was charging. So I'm going to turn the phone on so you can see what this old phone was like. So bearing in mind, I never had a smartphone. I didn't have a phone that could take photos or anything like that. All this phone did was text and call people. And you could play a few games on it, like Snake. Also, it would only hold, I think, about 7 texts. So if you had 7 texts on your phone, the oldest one would get overwritten. The nice thing about these phones was the batteries lasted forever, and also they were quite sturdy, as you can see. You could also change the cases on them as well. So I had several different cases. I had a Harry Potter one, I had one with a car on. This was the one it came with, and I also had like a rainbow one as well. So let's that's the on-off button. Let's see. You press it and hold it, and there we go. So that's the battery there. Now, like I said, it was playing up and it wasn't really holding charge. It says hi Peter. It used to say hi Lara, but I gave it to my dad, as I told you. So we've got menu. So this is what you had. You had phone book, messages, chat, call register, tones, settings, call divert, games, calculator, reminders, and clock, and profiles. So these are all your regular things. You know, messages was text messages. I can't remember what chat was really, call register and all that. But what I want to show you is games, because Snake 2 was a very nostalgic game. So basically, for those see, the batteries died. I do actually have a video that I did of it with my phone, which I can probably insert to this video and show you the Snake game working, because I have already recorded it with my phone. Let's try again. The battery's pretty much shot, unfortunately. It does have a SIM card in it. I'm not sure if it would turn on without a SIM. I remember I had one phone that wouldn't. Let's try and get the Snake game working. Never before have I been on a game so quickly before the battery dies. So there's the little snake, and see if I can do this. So he basically goes down and he eats little... I'm really bad at this. I've just gone into a wall there. Game over, your score is 4. I can't remember what my highest score was. I'm trying to remember. The things, where are they? Oh, I'm into the wall again. It's really hard to try and keep an eye on the buttons while also showing you how it's working. Anyway, you'd go around eating these things, and your snake would get longer and longer. You've probably heard tell of this game. I was better at it when I was younger. And you couldn't actually bump into yourself either. So if you go around in a circle and actually... I can't get through them. I can't get between them. Not fast enough. There we go. There, I got it. Nope, bumped into that. So if you accidentally bump into yourself playing Snake, you would die. I actually play a game at the moment called Snake Rivals on my phone. It's quite fun, but if you can actually bump into yourself and not die. But once your snake gets really long, it's more of a chance that you'll bump into yourself. So there, it's died again. So it had a variety of games. I don't think it's going to come back on. Yeah, I had a variety of games, and by variety I mean 3. Snake was the only one I really played, and I think it was the only one my friend has played as well. As you can tell, this battery doesn't really, it's not holding charge. It was nice to be able to turn the phone on, but it's not really holding charge, which is sad. So you could probably get a battery for this phone. I don't know how much it would cost. Dad said, why do you put like a sort of, a pay-as-you-go SIM in it and use it as, an emergency phone or something, which is quite useful. Fun fact about me, I actually save all my old phones. I have, I'm currently using the iPhone XS, and before that it was the 6S, and before that was the 4S. I don't know why I kept getting the S models, it was just when I renewed my phone, I had LGs for a while, I had HTC, so this is my first phone. The one I got after this one was a Motorola flip phone, and it was amazing. It had a camera, it had a colour screen, you could store way more text messages, and this is what it was like back in the day for us lot. Some of you probably remember what these are like, and some of you probably had like even older phones than this, especially if you grew up, 70s, 80s and stuff like that. They had the massive phones that you had in your car with the big aerials on and stuff you see in the movies. Car phones weren't especially popular over here, except, for business people. I don't know what it was like in other countries, really, like America and stuff. Don't think I'm going to be able to get it to power up again. No. But there you go, that was my very first phone. And I can't believe that we actually found it, because I thought Dad had taken it apart and used it for parts on his phone, and that it didn't exist anymore, but that was his phone. And I took the battery out of this one and put it in mine. And he actually dropped his phone, I will tell you this, he dropped it down the toilet. And so obviously it was waterlogged, which is why it had a new battery. And then when I got my new phone, I guess he used my old phone because it hadn't been got wet. And the new battery was a third-party battery. This was actually the case that I kept my phone in. It had this neat little hanger thing and a little belt clip. So we compare these. That's my current phone. So you can see how far they've come and how thin this is compared to this. But they did go through a thing, and I'm rambling a little bit here, I know, but they did go through a thing where the phones got smaller and smaller. There was these phones, and then I think my flip phone was about this big. I could do a video actually on all the phones I've had now that I found this one, because I still have all of them except the iPhone 4S that I gave to my dad. Yeah, they went through phases of making them smaller and smaller. Now they seem to be making them bigger and bigger to try and combine them with tablets and find a healthy medium. You want something with a big screen you can see everything on, but also will still fit in your pocket, which is very hard because women's clothes don't really have decent pockets, as any woman will tell you. I wear combat trousers a lot, so they're basically made of pockets, so it wouldn't have mattered. I could still carry one of these with me. Anyway, that's probably enough for tonight. I've rambled enough. I was just really excited about finding my old phone and having a little nostalgia trip. And I actually know people, and this is crazy, but my friend told me her boyfriend still uses a phone like this, and he won't upgrade even though she offered her old phone to him. And one of the builders who put in our central heating, he actually, I think he has a flip phone or something. So even... And he's only 20, he's like 20 years old, and he hasn't even got a smartphone because he just doesn't want one. So these phones still have their uses, and I'm pretty sure they re-released 3310 or made like an updated version of it. Still basic, without the camera or anything. And I'm pretty sure that they did that because these are such iconic phones. And I think that's really why I'm showing it to you guys, because, yeah, they were pretty iconic and very tough. You know, it still works. My friend Alan on Facebook was just like, I bet you can power it on and it still works after 20 years. And I'm like, yes. Yes, it does. Anyway, that's all for well, I say tonight. This is actually going to be uploaded after the Ibo video that I'm posting tomorrow, so it'll probably be nearly a week before this gets on YouTube, because I space my videos out. I won't put any videos up at the end here. I think this one's gone on long enough. It's like 10 minutes of me rambling. Anyway, yeah, so all I have to say is stay safe, stay healthy, and keep being awesome. This is Silverwolf signing off.